Let's be real. You work at The Ohio State University, not in a secret hideout. You don't wear a cape, you can't fly. And does state authorization really have anything to do with you? Yeah, that's a trick question. It does. You can be a state authorization hero, even if you're not so sure what state authorization is yet. Can someone help us out?
State authorization is a regulation that requires institutions to seek permission or authorization to offer educational activities outside of the state in which the institution resides. State authorization laws apply to educational activities that we offer, any recruiting we do, as well as advertising.
The National Council for State Authorization Reciprocity Agreements allows member institutions to offer many educational activities in all 49 member states, Washington, D.C., the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. State authorization regulations don't just impact online students. They also affect Ohio State students who take part in field experiences, clinicals, or internships in other states. But reciprocity agreements don't cover all out-of-state educational activities. There are other rules that the university has to follow too. For example, establishing physical locations in other states isn't covered by SARA, and the rules at the state and national level are almost constantly in flux.
That team is an integral part in conducting research and understanding the rules and regulations and presenting them back to the colleges and helping them understand why it's important that we not operate in a state that we are not authorized to operate in.
And that's really what it boils down to. Why should you care about state authorization? Because it matters to students. Cindy Anderson, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs at the College of Nursing, explains.
When we enroll students from other states outside of Ohio, there are federal regulations that are present that assure that the education that we're giving the students is one that is valid, that is reliable. And so we want to make sure that we have everything in place to be authorized to deliver education in that state. It's really for everybody's protection.
Ohio State's online nursing programs are a great example of this. We are authorized to offer these programs in many states, but not authorized in others.
One of the challenges is that every state has its own board of nursing and its own regulations. In some boards of nursing, they will require that any faculty delivering a course to any student in their state be licensed in that state. So that precludes us from being able to deliver education there because we have so many faculty and there are so many courses that they take.
Complying with state authorization requirements ensures that students are investing in programs that are legitimate and can lead to licensure or recognition of their degree in the state where they live or plan to live after they graduate. Compliance also protects the university from consequences, such as loss of Title IV federal financial aid eligibility, loss of accreditation, the potential for student lawsuits or other civil penalties and fines. Alright, you get it now. State authorization is really important. But how can you be a state authorization hero? Remember that where a student lives while they're receiving an Ohio State education is important. That means that we need to keep track of students taking online classes and students who are participating in internships or field experiences out of state. Nancy Dugan, Director of Career Services for the College of Education and Human Ecology, shares how she monitors student location.
We have something called a learning agreement that we have all the students complete that has their information, the employer's information, what class, and kind of what they're doing. So I was always collecting it, just more for myself and my college. But now with Sarah, I now pull out what information they need from my data. I have a database. I just pull what they need, and it goes into this beautiful spreadsheet, and it's pretty painless.
Make sure students know they need to update their address on file with the university if they move between semesters or midway through the semester. And if you help to collect or report student location data, make sure you do so in a timely fashion. Trigger activities are out-of-state activities not covered by reciprocity agreements, such as operating a physical location in another state, offering an online licensure program or an on-ground clinical experience in a licensed field, face-to-face contact with students, or placing more than 10 students in a field experience in another state. If your unit is considering engaging in a trigger activity, contact the state authorization team. They'll research relevant requirements and work with regulatory boards to make sure the activities you want to offer are authorized. It is quite literally their job to do this. you have someone to turn to when you have questions or need help. Want to do even more to protect students and maintain the value of an Ohio State education? Consider joining our State Authorization Advisory Committee. The group meets quarterly, and commitment for members is no more than 1 hour per month. If this seems up your alley, contact the State Authorization team at odee-stateauth@osu.edu. You can also learn more about state authorization at stateauth.osu.edu. Special thanks to the State Authorization heroes we featured in this video for their hard work in making Ohio State great. You can be a State Authorization hero too.